So this is what women mean when we say, please pay my bills or make my life easier. Because there's a lot of confusion with the Shira 7 sprinkle sprinkle movement, and a lot of men are very angry and upset. So let me break it down for you. See, on our baser instincts, women are built to find a nest and find a stable partner to build a life with, to build a home with. And men are built to mate with women. That's all they're really short-term focused. So when we have a man who is short-term focused, feeding us lies, that he wants a long-term relationship with us. And we see through his actions that he's taking us on cheap dates. He's not making our life easier. His actions are telling us that he doesn't want to build a life with us. He doesn't care about the stability of my life. He doesn't care about my genuine happiness. Is he even going to care about our child's genuine happiness if we have one together? You see, a woman could walk up to a man and say, would you like to have a fun time? And he would most likely say yes, because he really likes that and it's very enjoyable to him. But men can't do that to women because there's so many of you, and because we're not that interested unless we truly love a guy. Unless we deeply respect you and we see that you value us as a human being and not just as an object or a fun time. It's not fun for us. We literally don't get turned on. So when you emotionally manipulate us with words and we see your actions are quite different, we unfortunately have to be masters of seeing through manipulative games. So Shira 7 is asking women to please ask a man to show you through his actions, through making your life easier, through paying a bill, a tiny bill here, taking you on a nice date, investing in you, because he understands that life takes money. Every day you wake up and it costs money. And manipulative short-term men want you to forget that money even exists. They'll be like, oh, don't worry about that. Let's just have a good time. We have to see through a lot of manipulation, and it's very hurtful. It's very painful because we have good intentions towards men, and men just want to use us. And then on top of that, they may even play house with us. They may even get married to us and continue to use us there. Well, I get access to a woman's body, and I get her to clean and do a lot of labor while I build my career. You see, we have to see through that this isn't a very good bargain for a woman. This isn't a good deal. It hasn't been for a very long time, and women had to play this game. In order to survive, we couldn't even buy our own house or have our own bank account, but now we don't have to. So I'm letting women know, because no woman let me know, that marriage, that men are highly manipulative, and that if you invest in a woman, that if a man doesn't show you through his actions that he truly loves and cares about you and wants to truly take care of you, he doesn't love you and you're wasting your time. So that's what sprinkle, sprinkle, pay my bills means. It means show me through your actions that you actually genuinely care about me, that you're real about this life that we're in that costs money. So go ahead and stitch this video and tell me where I'm flawed in my logic, where my words are manipulative and where yours are not.
As a single mom of 3 kids, I will not be dating men that have kids.
So you want a +1 but comes with a +3?
You guys are not to be taken seriously. Nobody wants you because your baby mama left you for a reason.
But they supposed to take you serious with a whole daycare in the background.
If you are not licking the fucking floor that I walk on, you are not going to be with me. Like, my standards are so much more higher now than before I had kids, which is fucking insane. So if you want to be with me, you're going to have to be a stepdad of 3 kids. I have 2 boys and a little girl. And my kids are fucking bad.
Now that sounds like single for life standards.
I know what comes with dating somebody with kids, and I don't fucking want it. I don't want none of the drama. I don't give a fuck about your baby mama. If you're going to be a stepdad, you are going to have to pay for some of my kids' things. Like, if you want to take that role of a stepfather, you have to pay for some of their things. There's just no way that you're just gonna be my partner and not a father figure for them, you know?
Now, girl, just because somebody pay for something does not make them no father figure. And they came out your cooch. Your responsibility.
A lot of you may ask yourself, what are you gonna bring to the table, Lindsay? What are you gonna... My fucking love and affection, bitch, and my fucking time. Like, that's what I'm gonna bring to the fucking table. You're gonna fucking be with me because you love me, not because you have to use me for your benefit. Like, I am traumatized, okay? So, you either love the fuck out of me and of my kids, or you're just not gonna fucking be with me at all.
Good luck with that. Because I don't think nobody is shopping on the clearance rack for a family.
I've invested in my body. I have a $150,000 body. I have everything that you could possibly ask for as far as brains, beauty, ambition.
And just to be clear, what's a $150,000 body?
4 BBLs, 2 breast augmentations, Botox, lip injections, and then I had the fat buckle removed out of my cheeks.
And how young are you?
28.
What age do you want to get married?
I don't necessarily have a time restraint on myself. I feel like God's gonna make me cross paths with my future husband when that time is right.
And how convinced are you that a man is attracted to an ambitious boss babe or a nice, compliant, beautiful girl that doesn't give him headaches? What do you think most men like that would prefer?
I'm not looking for what most men or most
Well, you
women
should
are
be, because you
looking
want
like.
that kind of guy, so you should be.
What do you mean? No, I'm looking
So
for
I'm
like
asking-
that 1 in a million where you're looking at like, you know, power couples, Jay-Z, Beyonce.
So that guy, how much is he worth?
100 million.
Okay, so that guy that's worth $100 million, what do you think that guy wants?
I think they want me.
What he
They're
thinks.
constantly pursuing me. What do you mean?
Why aren't you married to one yet, though?
Because I don't want to be married to one yet.
You do realize there might be people in the comments calling you absolutely delusional right now.
That's
Do you
fine.
realize that?
I don't care what they have to say.
Why am I painting this picture? Because they're lazy. They're lazy at everything they do, except when it comes to dreaming or making up a wish list about life. Oh, they're not lazy about that. Oh, this is when they apply themselves. These suckers can sit there and complete the Riemann hypothesis when it comes to figuring out the kind of man that they want. Flight Power, you asked one of these lazy, average looking chicks, what's going to happen in the next 1 year, 3 year, 5 year? What kind of plan do you have? What do you got? That's what it is. But then you ask them, so you want to be married? Yeah, I do. What kind of man you want? Well, he need to be 6 feet tall. Actually, he need to be 6'4" because I like to wear heels. He need to be 3% body fat. He needs to have a Johnson down to his knees, and he needs to have this. I want to live here, and I want to drive this. I want to eat that, and and let me go on to page 4. And on page 4, you see right here, we need to be able to have enough money so I can do it. By the way, we want to have. I had a woman actually tell me she wants a man. She wants a man to be able to travel internationally 4 or 5 times a year. I said, ma'am, what job or careers allow a man, what job or career would allow a man to travel 4 or 5 times a year internationally, even for business? Ma'am, what kind of jobs would a man have that would allow him to travel 4 or 5 times internationally for business? And she couldn't think of it. So I'm like, so why do you think, so what kind of job would he have to allow him to travel 4 or 5 times internationally for pleasure? Hold on, let's get close up. I got to get close up on this one. And if you could see the look that that woman gave me, was like this. The look she gave me was like this. Huh? Yeah. What kind of job would he need to be able to work to travel 4 or 5 times a year internationally? Oh, it just sounded good. We came to Earth real quick. We landed that balloon real quick.
The day my husband come home and ask me for a DNA test for my 3 kids, let's say if we have 3 kids, I am filing for divorce the second day because bottom line is
guilty.
No, I'm not guilty.
You're
No,
guilty.
that's
You're
not
guilty.
That's
You're
not
guilty.
guilty.
You're guilty. I
I'm
don't care.
married with you. I'm
guilty.
married.
That's guilty.
I'm married for
You're
10
guilty.
years, and then
Sounds
you
like
wanna?
guilt.
No,
Guilt.
that's
Sounds
not
like
guilt.
guilt.
That's disrespectful.
like
You know, to me,
You're
because to
guilty.
me,
Maybe you saw something.
If my husband asks me to have a DNA test for our children, whether it's 1 or 2, I will be filing for divorce because if you have not seen, if I haven't given you any idea that I'm cheating on you, you decided to ask me for a DNA test, to me, you don't trust me. What's the point of being in that relationship?
That's like that's like you acting for a lie detector.
Right.
So then if you come and ask me for a lie detector,
I can do a lie detective test, but when you asking me for a DNA test for my kids and we've been together for 10 years, that means
You should have asked me from day one.
Yeah, that means you're doing something wrong. That means
Why does that mean?
He didn't give birth to the kids. How's he doing
because
something?
you're guilty.
That's
Why
not
am I?
true.
No,
Yes,
that's
it
not
is.
true. That's not true. That's dangerous.
That's how it always is. Cheater always like to point
That's a
fingers at
red
somebody
herring
else.
fallacy.
No,
That's
it's
the
not.
reason why a lot
Because
of people are
I was
wrong.
in a situation where I was being accused of.
So
No,
you're
I
having
was
a
being.
personal
No.
experience that's
Listen,
impacting the way you
I
think.
was being accused of being a cheater when he was in fact cheating on me. So the
That's
fact.
way different.
No, it's not
Everybody's
different.
so-
It's not different.
That's why
Kids are
And
involved,
it's
though.
not
A
different.
DNA
It is
test 10 years. A DNA test 10 years later because
Look at
you're
my
having.
family.
You're having
No. So 10 years
Hold on.
later.
A DNA test for something 10 years later, man, the person have built up doubt, but at the end of the day, it's not something that's crazy as regular cheating because they're coming to you about, you know that you're the mother of the child. So they're trying to figure out that point, like, am I the father of the child?
So at first one, he had no problem with
If
it.
we flipped it up and you're talking about cheating, well, if you ask me for a lie detector test for cheating and I say no, you're going to
that's
say
guilt.
I'm
That's
guilty.
admission of guilt.
So
Right.
if you get so outraged that you said you're going to file for divorce,
I
would be
will.
like,
Because
bet,
you don't.
must have
You
filed.
down to 3 kids? Are you kidding?
If you
I
married,
have a reason for asking for a
3
DNA
kids.
test.
You waiting for 3
But
kids?
it doesn't matter. Maybe I saw something that
If somebody can wait 10 years, if somebody builds up,
sometimes it doesn't come. It doesn't
ain't
come
gonna
off.
be
at the end of the day, if a man tell me that he want a DNA test for our 3 kids, I'm gonna take it.
Why?
Because I'm not guilty.
But also why? Because you love your husband and you want to prove to him that.
But I don't have to. But it's not about feeling like I have to prove something.
But what about
I
the
would take
resentment,
it.
though? That comes with it.
Honestly,
You
though,
can
yes.
get
And
resentment
so
from
once
anything
you
in a
once you find
relationship.
out all the kids are yours, do you think that our relationship is going back to normal?
exactly.
It's not.
Probably not.
It's
Probably
not.
not. But that's something that you can work on.
Drama for me, and I wouldn't want to be with somebody like
That's
that.
never something that's gonna go away. If you
didn't say
ask
it
me
was.
for a DNA test for my kids, it comes back positive. The relationship is not going to be the same. Period.
I mean, why would it not be the same?
Because you showed me that you don't trust me. You've been doubting me for all these years.
that means
What have I done to you that you feel like that you've been doubting me for all these years?
It's never gonna be like that.
The line of communication should have been there from day one. When I got
Life's not
pregnant, you
perfect.
should have been like,
Life's
I
not
want to get a
perfect.
DNA test when that baby comes
What
out.
if it wasn't something that happened for 10 years? Maybe there was a family reunion and a cousin came to your partner and said, hey, that's real. That's real.
If my husband asked me for a DNA test, one, I would be offended. I would feel disrespected. I wouldn't care to ask him why. I would do it to shut him up. I would do it to prove that I'm not guilty, so I'm gonna do it. I don't think I would feel defensive. But at the same time, if you don't why you don't trust me? Like, it will cause an argument. I don't think our relationship would be the same at all.
A man with money is expected to share, but a woman with money is told she doesn't need a man. Same income, totally different rules. Let me explain before you get mad. In our culture, men are taught from day one that if they're not earning, they're failing. If they can't provide, they're not real men. If they don't pick up the check, they're broke or stingy. A man's value is often reduced to his financial output. Now flip the script. When women become successful, we don't expect them to carry anybody. In fact, we celebrate it as a form of freedom. Yes, queen, you're independent. She doesn't need a man. He's expected to provide, but she's expected to escape. Because if we really want partnership, then we need to stop placing all the financial burden on one side while celebrating freedom on the other.
Why are men expected to act like a husband in a boyfriend stage, but you don't feel as though you need to act like a wife in a girlfriend stage until somebody chooses to make you a wife? Make it make sense. If you never displayed qualities of being a wife, why would anybody want to make you one? It sounds like women just never want to put any effort first. Like, we feel like we just have to offer minimal effort and that should be significant enough. That and the cat should just have it in the bag. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm choosing to be in a relationship, I'm in it to win it. Do you want dinner, baby? Massage, baby? Baby, what do you need? Y'all are literally admitting to doing half and then wondering why you still are not a wife. And they got the audacity to be complaining about why Suzanne's a wife before you. You haven't showed anything. You're doing what any other do. Stand out.
Are American women okay? I just saw a video of a woman that was like, I'm gonna end up with a provider man because I don't want to work while 8 months pregnant. Valid. Reasonable. Bars on the floor. Okay. And someone still stitches it that's like, you don't understand that the economy is bad and that's not a reasonable expectation. First of all, if the economy is bad, if healthcare isn't a guarantee, if housing isn't a human right, if education isn't a human right, isn't that a little bit all the more reason to take finances into consideration when choosing who to have a child with? Whatever. Second of all, I have to ask, have you ever met anyone not from the US? Men who have been dealt the worst cards economically are crossing borders to provide for their families. While I'm making this video, there are men crossing the Darien Gap, one of the most dangerous stretches in the world, to provide for their families. There are men on 90 Day Fiancé scamming 50-year-old white ladies to send money into marriage, to send money to their baby mama back home. Also, if that's only something that women should expect in a good economy, why are the countries with the best economies don't have that mindset? Germany, Sweden, Netherlands, going 50-50 is literally called going Dutch. Meanwhile, I would be too embarrassed to even try to take out my wallet around a Mexican guy, a Guatemalan guy, Arab guy, a Nigerian guy. He'd be like, get that the fuck out of my face. What are you doing? But of course, in America, everything's a woman's problem. A single mother would never get a pass if there's a bad economy, but men, go for it. You don't have to do anything. Why even let a man make excuses when you can just come up with them for him?
If you don't like men, stop dating them. That is a really bold thing to say, I know, because none of you will stop. But recently, I've had to stop watching any dating content that was geared towards women, because all of it is pretty much a manipulation course on how to date a dude. And since when have they been so essential that we need to give up our faith in having a genuine connection, give up our faith in true reciprocation and trust, so that we can have like a husband? I don't want to give them too much credit, but there are good men out there. And if you're absolutely set on believing you will never find a good one, go to therapy and stop watching Sprinkle Sprinkle. This dating content is geared to protect you. The way that most men view women is atrocious. But I realized recently I don't have to watch this stuff anymore. I don't have to watch man-hate content, femcel content, because I very intentionally created a life where I don't interact with men on a daily basis. At least not cis straight ones. I don't surround myself with anyone who is interested in upholding the structure of manhood. This content enforces gender stereotypes that are misogyny. Believing fundamentally that men have to take on a certain role and women have to take on a certain role is not progressive. So no, I don't think we need to like give men credit and be really forgiving and kind and trusting, because that's how we got to this defensive state. But if you're gonna date someone, it should be easy to feel respected by them, nurtured by them. And if you think you need to do mental gymnastics and master manipulation tactics, you're not gonna find a genuine relationship with any gender. And you should probably first focus on building a life in which you center yourself and your priorities, your platonic relationships, your hobbies, and things that make you happy. Love you.
Let me get this straight. There's women out here that expect men to be making $300,000 a year, working 30 hours a week so they can be home by 4 p.m. so then they can then help with the household chores, the cooking, the cleaning, and all of the labor-intense jobs that women do. If that's not unrealistic enough, in between all of that and getting that bag with 30 hours, he's expected to create a Disneyland movie with rose petals on the bed, trips planned and dates planned 24/7 so she can post it on Instagram to get the fulfillment and validation from other people. If that's not unrealistic enough, then men are expected to give up all of their hobbies, all of their interest, and only be interested in her. This is all while he simultaneously gives up all of his dreams, all of his aspirations, and only picks jobs that cater to the bag that she's looking for. As if all of that is not unrealistic enough, he's also expected to never look at another woman or even glance in her direction or like any pictures on Instagram. Meanwhile, she is allowed to post her butt cheeks on the internet and get all of the validation either from men or other women. So when he has expectations and boundaries, it doesn't matter if she doesn't respect them, but he's supposed to respect her 24/7 with little to nothing in return. And the funny thing is that even when this man tries to give her everything and he becomes more emotionally in tune by going to therapy and doing all of the things that she asks, she's going to consistently change the goalpost so it makes it impossible. Not only are her unrealistic expectations impossible to meet, he'll meet them every single step of the way and it's still never going to be good enough. And she'll end up cheating with some Joe Schmo down the street that has no job and no car because he was emotionally available and he was able to give her the things that he couldn't emotionally. Okay, bye.
The actual number one best tip I have ever taken from the internet when it comes to relationships is being more self-absorbed and more self-focused. And I think a lot of women can relate to this. Like, as women, we have this like natural tendency to like make our whole lives and our whole state of like our mental state all about the person that we're with. Like, I'm constantly thinking about them, constantly daydreaming, constantly thinking, when am I going to see them next? Like, my whole world revolves around this other person, or did at least when I was younger. And as I'm getting older and understanding dynamics better, the number one tip for me has been turning the focus right back to me. If you want to learn how to do this, the best person to watch is Shira7. Someone will ask her like, well, what if my man's like going partying? What if my man doesn't like me anymore? I feel like the spark's fading. She's like, so do you still like him? Does he worry what you're doing? Like, everything should be about you. And no one's saying don't care about your partner. That's like not how this should be taken. But it's more like the focus shouldn't be so much about what they're doing, who they're seeing, who they're hanging out with. It should be what you're doing, who you're seeing. Like, the focus should just be about you and what you're doing. And this is especially true if you're one of those anxious girlies that is like constantly stressing about her man and like worried and maybe not as trusting. Like, focus on you. Like, be a little bit more superficial. Focus more on you. It takes a little bit of rewiring your brain to think this way, but once you do, trust me, it's the most peaceful thing on planet Earth.
I'm 19 years old. I've never had a boyfriend, but what I do have is a 30-page list full of qualifications and standards said person has to meet. Before I share this list, I do want to say I've made a lot of modifications over the years in attempts to make it more realistic, but hasn't really worked. So if you meet all of these qualifications, DM me. First of all, I have to be attracted to the person. I'm not one of those girls that can just go solely based on personality, but I don't have like a ton of physical qualifications. I used to be super picky about height, but now as long as you're taller than me, I'm cool with it. I'm 5'4", so it's not that hard. You could be 5'5". I would prefer 5'7" and above, but I don't really care. I used to be obsessed with very strong masculine facial features, but now you just gotta have a good, strong jawline and a sweet looking face, almost like deer-like. I don't know. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. As long as your eyes and hair match your other physical features, they look good on you. I don't really have much else to ask for that. You just gotta have good hair and good eyes. Now, for smiles, I am pretty picky. You gotta have a good smile. I don't know, to me, it's a really big deal. And you also have to, like, look clean. I don't know, hygiene is a huge thing for me. Moving on to personality, where my list of qualifications is, like, 10 times longer. You must understand emotions, and I don't care if you're a little bit emotional, too. I am super emotional, and I cry a lot, and I cannot have people yell at me when I cry. It's a requirement that this boy be like a happy ray of sunshine, a golden retriever energy. I have to have that because I'm a little bit more on the sadder side and I can't have like another sad person. I am working on it though. You have to match my obsession with the beach and sunrises and sunsets. I'm pretty brave, but I need someone a little bit braver than me to, look out for me. I would like to think of myself as a pretty simple gal, but I want to be best friends. I want to be your best friend, and I want you to be my best friend. I love watching sports and doing them and just kind of anything that has to do with like physical movement. So you have to be a little bit athletic. I like to take things extremely slow, so you have to be willing to work with that. I need someone that has a very contagious laugh and that laughs a lot. And I promise I have a bunch of wonderful qualities that would make me a great girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever. So, if you meet at 90% of these standards and qualifications, send me a message. I am dead serious.
Why are women so mean to men nowadays? Why do women treat men like they're not humans anymore? Why do women treat men like they're below us when men start talking about themselves or when men actually have standards and boundaries for their lives? Why do women think that they are better off without men? Do they not understand how absolutely delusional and deranged they are? I need a man in my life. I'm not gonna buy into this new modern feminism whatever BS that all these unhappy toxic feminists are telling themselves of. Men are useless and like, where did this idea even come from? Where did we start with this idea? Men are so important, so valuable, and to ever think that the world would be a better place without them, it's just an absolutely unlogical, irrational, stupid, and mean thing to say.
Diabolical things I want in a man. Number 1, height. My man's gotta be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3". Both of them. And they were jacked. And they looked really good. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So, unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up. Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built. I need you fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, like, I'm just not gonna date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it. Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap. Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible. That's why I will never date a guy who works in like corporate. What is your 100K salary cap gonna do for me? The max you'll ever be able to get to is like what, 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you in a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations. So will you if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that. Number 4, whenever we travel, he's got to be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not sitting in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really going to help. And number 5, he's got to have a really nice watch. I'm not really impressed when I hear somebody has a Rolex anymore because those can be really cheap. I would much prefer if you had an AP or a Patek and maybe multiple of them. The Rolex can be your day watch and it still better be 50K plus.
If you ask me out and... Is this still catching
up? Did you want Santa Claus to come down your chimney too?
Average women now view themselves as 10 out of 10. They have a diluted perception because they get so much attention online. They have so many people sliding into their DMs. They're being told, oh, believe you're a 10. Believe even if you're like a 4, honestly, sometimes from what I see. They're diluted, right? So those average women are not looking for average men. Those average women are thinking in their mind they're not average, and now they're looking for way, way, way above average men. They get away with that. A 4 can become a 7. 3 can become a 5. It happens, right? Think about it. Lashes, makeup, under eye concealer. Forget about the Botox and the filler that's been injected, but the hair extensions, the whole thing becomes like, who is this person? Guys can't do all that. You know, what does a guy do to get ready most of the time? They get a good haircut. If they have hair, they cut it. They put on a nice outfit. They take a shower and they go.
For a family of 4, I keep making like 350.
Thank you. This is the thing, guys. Ladies as well. You can't find what you don't define. And the problem is, you ladies are all looking for men who are making this income that's that high. And what percentage of men in this country earn $300,000 or more? Out of 100%, what percentage?
In this country, less than 2%.
Right. So you and every other woman is looking for the same the one guy out of 100. This is why you can't find him. Because that one guy, you're all looking.
Problem with women is that many of them, have unrealistic expectations of the man that they want, a lot of them. And I deal with this all the time. Like, I want a guy that's earning $1 million a year and he's 6'4", and I want him to have a perfect jaw. And I'm like, yeah, that's never going to happen. How about, by the way, where on your list is like, I want someone who will be a good father or someone with good character. So that's like really disgusting, actually, that you just want someone that's like super rich and looks good. Like, why don't you want someone that's going to be loyal to you, not cheat on you? Like, oh yeah, I want that too. Oh, okay, got it. So basically you want like Ken Barbie doll, and then you'll have like all the good virtues. Notice they don't lead with the virtue. And a lot of things lead to that.
Being delusional will get you nowhere. I have an unpopular opinion. The term delusional is defined by holding false beliefs or judgment on reality. In other words, you don't know what the fuck is real and you making shit up. Tell me how that is supposed to help your growth. Where is that supposed to get you? I think we're taking this be delusional wave a little too seriously because there are some people who are actually trying to be delusional thinking that it's going to get them somewhere. It's not. The way to get somewhere in your life is to have self-awareness. The reason that people are telling you to be delusional is because they want you to be an active believer of your abilities and skills to the 10th degree. There's a fine line between being delusional and having a lack of self-awareness. If you're self-aware rather than being delusional, you have control of your surroundings. You have control of your future. If you're delusional, you're just going with the flow. Why would you go with the flow with your life, with your future? Stop trying to be delusional and believe in yourself. Practice positive mind talk. Practice being self-aware. Look at what you're good at. Look at what you're bad at before you're trying to create these false narratives as if that's going to change your life for the better. It's not. Being delusional does not get you as far as being self-aware. I'm sorry. I'd rather be self-aware any day than delusional. Because when you're self-aware, you have the power. Power is in your hands to change your reality. Versus being delusional, You don't have the power. You're just going with the flow. Just believe in shit that isn't real. I believe in myself. I'm real. I'm a real person. My situation, my life is a real thing. So that be delusional shit is for the birds. Like, it's not gonna get you anywhere. I'm sorry to say it. I just want the girlies to be self-aware. Like, I want us all to be self-aware and take over the world. It's like, once we get there, we're gonna be unstoppable. I just know it. A day at a time. I understand, but I just cannot wait. Get on my face, I'm self-aware.
3 signs of a toxic woman. If she does any of these things, run. However, I talk to a lot of men who have their blinders on, thinking the woman that he has is gold when she's really not. There are some behaviors that men just overlook in relationships, and these really end up biting them in the back. So, consider this your reminder for the top 3 toxic signs in a woman. Number 1, she's jealous. If her jealousy translates to controlling who you can see, who you can talk to, what you can do, get out. Number 2, she thrives on bullying you. Open communication is one thing, but bullying is quite another. Are you going to put up with that? Number 3, she expects a double standard. Relationships should be an equal playing ground. So the same rules that she has for you, she should have for herself. So if she's making rules for only you to follow that don't apply to her, she's toxic.
Hear me out. The amount of chronically single girlfriends that I know, either approaching their 30s or already in their 30s, that are like wanting to settle down and have a family, but can't, is an epidemic at this point. And we're talking about women that are financially stable, have educations, are beautiful, have their fathers in their lives, like come from nice families. So I'll have conversations with my friends and they'll say things like, oh, like, you know, I want him to make like at least $200,000 a year, like at minimum. He has to be in shape. Like, I really like a guy with a 6-pack. I love a guy who's like 6'2". I need a guy with like a full head of hair. Like, I can't do bald guys. Every single time you throw a new specification into what you desire, the only person that fits within the parameters of what you are looking for exists in your fucking dreams. No, I've had girlfriends tell me like, oh my God, no, he's great, this and that, like, but I can't do a short king. So you're telling me you found a guy that's like not bad looking, has a great job with benefits, like financially stable, comes from a great family, and you can't do it because his legs aren't long enough? Like, you bitches are out of your minds.
What would you want his income to be? I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300,000.
I would have to say 127, probably 150 to $250,000 a year.
$500,000? Is that bad?
150, maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Ideally, my husband needs to be making like 650,000.
So you said you want 500K, but what do you think the median income is for a 30-year-old?
60K? 70K?
It is $45,000.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I think it's 250,000.
It's 52,000.
What? No, it's not. Damn, America.
So let me get this straight. So many modern day women think that they're the prize because basically they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills. Like, congratulations for paying your electric bill. I guess that means you deserve princess treatment. Meanwhile, these women are ill-mannered, don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to take constructive criticism, they only know how to focus on negative behaviors instead of positive behaviors, they have unhealed trauma that they constantly project onto other people, they're selfish and entitled and expect everyone to cater to them while they give nothing in return. They have poor time management, they don't have any priorities in place, they don't know how to focus, they don't know what they really want in life, which is why they dabble in everything and sleep around. They prefer negative attention rather than no attention at all. Their idea of positive friendships is how many followers they have, and their reputation online is more important than who they are in real life. Dismissive to anybody's feelings or opinions if it doesn't validate them. They bully people while simultaneously preaching women empowerment. But yet, they have so much to bring to the table because they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills. Make that make sense. Okay, bye.
So last week, I went on a date with a medical student, and we're gonna talk about it because I need a vent. We finally agreed to meet for coffee. Homeboy shows up 15 minutes late. He sits down and goes, "Ugh, I'm so pissed. My Hinge account got reported this morning." I was just like, okay, Strong opener. Ask why. So he tells me he went on 3 dates with this girl and decided that she just wasn't it. And he texted her this whole thing about how he didn't want to see her again because, I quote, "I just feel like I'm settling and I don't want to lower my standards." And he was shocked that that was her reaction. I don't even blame her for reporting him. She probably thought, you know what? I may not be his soulmate, but maybe I can get him off this app before he emotionally scars any other girls. We start talking about what we're looking for in a partner, qualities, and he goes, actually, I have a list. He pulls out this list and it's in his notes app. It's like a checklist. It's like he's shopping for a Toyota girlfriend with leather seats and low mileage. Let's review, shall we? Appreciates nature. Okay, we all love a good tree. Not a gold digger. Bold assumption that there is gold to dig, but go off. Supportive. Now, what are we supporting here? His ego or his football league? No one knows. Doesn't move too fast. Let's move slow. I like that. Next, not a prude. Oh, interesting. That took a turn. Okay, next, green eyes. That's genetic. Not really a personality trait, but go off, king. Wears makeup, but not a lot. So she must look flawless, but pretend like she just rolled out of bed. Next, knows how to chill. So she's laid back, never lazy. Basically a golden retriever with boobs. This one gets me every time. Not a psychopath. Not a psychopath should not be on this list. It should be the default. It's like putting on your list, must actively not be on fire. This one's funny. Debt-free. Especially since he just got done telling me that so far he's accumulated almost $300K worth of medical school debt. But then he drops this gem. Body count, less than 3. Oh, sir, why are we bringing up body counts over a cold brew? He casually mentions his number, 50. 50. You got your little passport stamped on every continent, it seems. Your body count has its own area code. And lastly, someone who gets along with his mom, but doesn't ask too many questions because, I quote, she's just a lot sometimes. In conclusion, he wants a green-eyed, emotionally stable, low-mileage forest fairy who's never been kissed but somehow knows exactly what she's doing in bed. Meanwhile, he's emotionally constipated, banned from Hinge, and walking around with basically a PowerPoint presentation of his standards. I came for a date. I left with a prescription for celibacy. I'm just done. I'm moving to the woods. I'm gonna go date a rock. That's it. I'm off, men. I'm seeing other mammals. Possibly dolphins. Okay, bye.
Majority of women are absolutely delusional. They are.
How so?
But why? Oh, well, they're delusional because they believe that there's this special man specifically for them.
Yes.
That will worship the ground that she walk on for eternity and not see any other woman besides her and not have any sexual desire for another woman outside of her and give her all of his money and all of his attention to her. And time. Yeah. And she believes that the older she gets, the more opportunity that she's going to face. You know why? Because she does not understand men.
I'm dating the nicest guy. That's great. No, he's like way too nice. Okay. Then break up with him then? And what, go date some toxic douchebag? Wait, so do you think there are only super nice guys and then toxic douchebags? I mean, that's been my experience. I think you've got that wrong. It sounds like you have a very black and white view of how men treat you. What do you mean? I mean, you probably consider yourself a boss babe who don't need no man. Hell yes. So you think any man who doesn't cave to your every need is an asshole? That's right. But you're also a woman, so you're repulsed by a feminine man who allows you to control him. Yeah, So what society's telling you to do is in direct conflict with what biology is telling you to do. And instead of addressing these guys for who they really are, you're just allowing selfish emotional reactions to bring you to extreme conclusions about them. Most men aren't toxic douchebags or super nice guys. But if those are the only 2 types of guys you've dated, that sounds like a you problem, not a man problem.